Okay, so we're here at Hackney CVS and you've just come out of a meeting. Tell us a bit about it. Who was the meeting with, first of all?
Ed Miliband. And although we came late, we managed to get quite a bit of information on what's been said, basically.
So, Ed Miliband came to listen to young people in Hackney.
And
Diane Abbott,
yeah.
who organised the meeting, yeah. What did you think, first of all, about the meeting itself? Do you think it had any good proposals?
It had very good proposals. The only concern is that whether they're going to be thought through and taken into consideration. Because it's all good having all these meetings with all these people with authority and putting our points forward, but it's no use unless it's actually been put into perspective.
Okay, you guys have had some good ideas. I know I've seen you so many times over the last week. Can you only believe it's been a week? This is your Hackney. Tell me about young people in Hackney and how they're feeling.
Well, me personally, from one of the meetings that I've been to, I put forward an idea to get young people together, not just from Hackney but from other places that have been affected, and I've been successful in that, and I've got about 25 young people varying from Enfield, Croydon, Hackney, Edmonton, etc. And we've put together, in the process of putting together, an organisation called Let's Get Formal. And what our aim is to do is to actually get all these ideas and actually make sure that they're thought through, rather than going through the process of the rioting and the confrontation and that kind of stuff, because it doesn't work. So we're trying to get formal.
Let's get formal. Sounds good. There were a lot of young people today saying what they thought was the causes of the disturbances over the last week, and you made a very good point in when you were giving your last thoughts, or one sentence. Tell me what you think the causes are.
There was a lot of good reasons, and I think they all count towards why this has happened. Like, a lot of these things have come together to cause this result. And what my one was even though there are many other points, one of the things is EMA, because you're taking away young people's independence, and that just encourages them to depend on the government even more and their parents. And what was your point?
I had quite a few. One of them being the fact that the media's attention has, I think, purposely been diverted to the riots and has gone away from the main point, which is one of the main reasons being, why hasn't a police officer publicly apologised for the death of Mark Duggan, but yet, which is the original point of how it all started, but yet cleverly the media has chopped and screwed and edited all the realistic points and have put up what they want to do, which will only fuel the fire. So I think evicting people from their houses and putting them in prison and giving them these sentences is only postponing another riot.
Yeah, because it's like
it's only giving them time to clean up the streets before they come back out and it happens all over again. And this time, I don't know.
There was all kinds of hype all over the news about Twitter, about people encouraging the riots, but then there's a page on Mark Duggan filled with racist comments.
It's
so disrespectful, and that's been nowhere to be seen on the media. The 16-year-old girl getting beat up
by police,
nowhere to be seen on the media.
It's been taken off YouTube.
It's so biased, it's unreal, and I'm surprised they even still get ratings. The way they show police in a victimised fashion is just...
And they actually, last night there was a programme called Question Time, and a lot of people that I know, and my brother and inspiration of mine was actually there, and it was kind of I think it was really frustrating for me personally. It was really patronising as well, because it was all the valid points were literally dismissed in the most disrespectful way for me personally. And I think that all these so-called opportunities for the young people are only there as ingredients to mix in with the rest of the propaganda. So I think that something needs to be done realistically, and I think it shouldn't have to be watered down by the media.
I think finally there are a few good people putting out the good word. Adam Deacon was on the show and he spoke on behalf of the youth, and his points were actually quite good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about cuts, we've talked about the educational maintenance allowance that should be reinstated, and we've talked about the media. Any last things you want to say?
Just another thing about the Olympics. They keep bringing up the Olympics, which is hosted by Hackney, if I'm correct. And I think an issue is, for me personally, is if it's hosted by Hackney, how come the opportunity to carry the torch is a London opportunity? I think it should be a Hackney opportunity personally, because there's been so much scholarships and apprenticeships promised and jobs promised which haven't been carried out and haven't been beneficial. So I think the least they can do is let us carry an object that's on fire.
Yeah, in a good way, in a good and positive way.
Definitely.
Tell me if you think there's one organisation that should be carrying that Olympic torch through Hackney.
Personally, I think it's Emashi.
Or Emashi.
Yeah, because not only is she my mum, but she's been in the community for 26 years.
Tell us about what the organisation is.
It's basically it's an organisation. Originally, it's a dance group, but it's more of a family. We I like to say that we because we what do? We have organisations taking young people to Africa, the Caribbean, giving them chances to perform, showcase their talent, learn about their history, just learn about life skills in general.
Over the 26 years, there's been like literally hundreds of students passing through,
including Leona Lewis.
Yeah, and they've like you can say from every student that has come to Emashi has ended up in a good position.
University.
Like, so many people done university. Stars, just like it's on the right way, and there's so many organisations that have branched off from Emashi, like taking young people to Africa and the Caribbean to let them experience what real life is, because they've actually got it quite easy over here. So many different organisations that benefit the community,
and it's organisations like that that'll bring the community together again, isn't it?
Yeah.
One last thing before we finish. Ed Miliband made an offer today to just finish on that.
As I came in, it was towards the end, and then Diane Abbott said that everyone can go around in a circle and make one point that they'd like him to take back with him, and rather than talking about cuts and all this kind of stuff, which I think personally won't really happen as quickly as people would like, I said I'd like him to consider coming to the meeting that I've organised, because the Mayor of Hackney has actually agreed to be at this meeting, and I asked him to attend as well, because I think the more people with authority there, the more youth would want to come. So he definitely agreed, he 100% agreed, so I look forward to seeing him carry out his promise.
Alright, thank you very much.